Hey there, welcome to this new course. In this course, we're going to go ahead and make a beverage animation of a milkshake, strawberry milkshake. So let me go ahead and start by some storyboard. Basically, I want to start with a bunch of strawberries shooting up in the middle of the scene. Then I'm going to go ahead and make another strawberry, a hero strawberry, basically shooting up. All right, rotate a bit and maybe do a little bit of show off. And background goes to flu, so the focus point is on the hero strawberry. After that, I'm going to go ahead and make a heart shape strawberry one side, milk one side, fluid simulation. All right, so that's going to be fluid on path, basically. After that, I'm going to go ahead and make this strawberry, hero strawberry, change it to a cartoonish looking, maybe Ghibli style. And immediately start a movie of the label being created. So some wave going in and the logo of Blender, made with Blender, fresh strawberry milkshake, some warning, some neutral fact right here, and strawberry milkshake writing. This is going to be created like a movie or something. Immediately after that, it's gonna wrap around a bottle. So the bottle goes out, goes back. Behind the bottle, there's a glass of strawberry milkshake. This one also has a strawberry milkshake to it. And the glass is going to be rotated out right there. After that, we're gonna have the bunch of strawberries going down with a rigid body physics simulation. And after that, they're gonna hit the ground and a straw is going to be generated and grow out of the glass. So that's basically the idea. All right, so let's go ahead and start the Blender, set some settings, some preference, and start the work. All right, this is the fresh Blender. This is my basically a startup file. I like to start from the front view. I have the screencast key right here, but with some custom images. So if you ever wondered, you can go to your screencast key and add some image right here and check the custom image mouse right there. All right, let's talk add-ons then. I have the 2D viewport pie menu add-on, and I activate quite a few of them. 2D view, Shift C, and camera view right there, Alt C. Object display, set origin. I can't live without this one, the set origin, and a bunch of other pies. All right, that's gonna be to the pie menu. And I have camera shake if I'm not sure I wanna use this one or not. And extra curve objects, that's necessary for the straw. Loop tools, yep, that's necessary too. And node wrangler, activate that as well. And yeah, that's that. There's nothing here changed, I believe, except for the annotation. I changed the default color to yellowish color. And let's see. Yeah, every time I change the orbit around the selection, check this, and depth, check this. Zoom to mouse position, also checked. All right. Key map, nothing changed here. System, I set the cycle render to CUDA and also to the new Vulkan right here instead of OpenGL. It is good. Use it. This is faster, way faster. All right, save and load, and there's nothing else right here. All righty, nothing left except for start to build our beverage animation. So let's dive in. To make strawberry milkshake, we need strawberry first of all, obviously. So let's make a strawberry. To start, I'm gonna use a cube. So add a cube to your scene. I'm using a metric system and centimeter, and default is 2 centimeter. Average strawberry are between 1.5 centimeter to 3 centimeters. But we're gonna add a subdivision to this one, so let's go 4 centimeters. And the reason why I'm using a cube for strawberry is because it has a nice flow of topology, and we need clean topology, so that's why. Let's go ahead and hit Control 2 to add 2 level of subdivisions right here. Apply the subdivision and let's go to the edit mode. Let's go face mode and make this one to a kinda perfect sphere. It has these poles. Let's get rid of them. So let's go to the mesh, transform to a sphere, or Shift Alt S. Drag your mouse and use this factor. You see before and after there. So that's gonna be that. Let's go back to the front view. First of all, hit 1 or grab the vertex selection. Grab this vertex at the bottom. So let me grab a reference right here. This is pure ref, by the way. Back to front view right there. With the proportional editing, move. Let's grab it like that. And this much is enough. Now this top vertex, back to front view with a smaller effect area. Let's go maybe around here. Maybe even more. With the sculpt brush, we're gonna get this edge kinda pop out. So that's our basic shape. Back to object mode. All right, let's first of all enable the wireframe right there. Let's go ahead, add decimation modifier and unsubdivide 1 level. So this is too low. Before that, let's go at subdivision surface 1 level, applied immediately, then decimate. Unsubdivide 1 level. Why? Because I need these faces to add some inset and make this indents for hosting the seeds. So let's do that then. Back to the edit mode. First of all, apply this decimate and hit A, grab everything, but to the top view, exclude this top part. You see, there's no seed up here. So let's go switch to a circle, hold Control and deselect this parts. Let's go to the front view and hit Insert I and I after that. So 2I. Insert, first I, second I is for individual selections. Or simply, before hit insert, go and use this individual origins. So that's our inset. We need some extrude invert. So let's go Alt E, extrude menu, and extrude along normal. So let's go in about here. Switch to individual origins, no proportional editing, and hit S, scale it like so. We need a single vertex right in the middle of this face to store as a vertex group, to use that later in the particle system to grow the seeds from. So let's go ahead to the face and right click will do. So right click and hit poke face. Switch back to the vertex and hit Control minus on your numpad. Or if you don't have a numpad key, simply go to selection and here more or less numpad plus, numpad minus. All right, let's go and store these vertices. Go to data panel, and I'm not gonna name this because I have to add an 1 level of subdivision, and because of that, it's gonna grow 1 step. So just gonna store this single and repeat this process later. So let's go ahead and assign and test it. So deselect and select. So we have this right here. Back to object mode, add a subdivision right there. One level is enough. And let's go ahead, apply this right there. Now, if I go back to the edit mode, as you see right here, it will be growing right there because we're subdividing by one level, and one level subdivision means one vertex becomes 4. So that's there. So let's go ahead and back to data. So I'm gonna delete this. Control numpad minus. And now let's store it and change the name to, first of all, assign, change the name to sits. Let's test it, select. Now lock it so you don't accidentally break it. Let's go to the next level. Next would be adding some sculpt to this. Let's go ahead and enter sculpt mode, but before that, let's go apply the scale and enter sculpt mode. To the modifier section, add multi-res modifier subdivision right there to store the sculpt data. Subdivide a bunch of times, maybe 2 times more than enough. So viewport also. And let's go back to the object mode, right click and shade smooth. I'm going to use grab brush and move some of these. If I zoom closely, or maybe if I look to the reference right there, let's see if I have something right there up close. Yeah, you see, some of them are a little bit taller, squeezed, and smaller. So make them random, basically. Right, next, using the blob brush, smaller brush, let's go and this outside, maybe make it a little bit blobby right there. Right, so let's go hold Control with the same brush and carve in a little bit. We're gonna work on that later after adding the stem. Not bad at all. So let's go ahead back to the object mode. First of all, let me save the project. All right, now let's make 3 version of a seed right here. So I have some up close image of seed right here. So basically just a cube. Let's go ahead, change this name right here. So it's strawberry, and this one is flesh. And because I need more than one seeds, I'm gonna make a collection called seeds and make the seeds inside this collection. So let's go ahead, add a cube right there, and maybe make it 0.5 right here, and control 2 level of subdivision 1, 2. So apply it, and let's go enter edit mode and grab all. All right, and proportional editing, let's go grab this vertex down here and let's go scale it down, and maybe even this edge. right there. To the top view, let's go grab everything and squeeze down. Gonna work a little bit more on that later. Back to object mode. Let's go make another version of this. So Shift D, just enter. And this one, let's make it rounder, smaller. Then Shift D again. And maybe this one in between. A little bit something like this. Let's go big, mid, and small. And grab all, shade smooth, and apply scale. So back to the strawberry. Let's go to the particle system right here and add a particle. We need hair and we need exactly. Let me go back to the edit mode and select the vertices right there. Exactly 167 hair. So this number is important. 167. Right. Next would be source. Let's go for vertex and uncheck the random. Right. Go to the render section. Instead of pad, use collection and choose your seed collection. Right. And check the advanced rotation. And I believe is object Z or normal. Yeah, that's normal. And the more important part is vertex group. Density, use your C dot vertex group. You see, they all sit inside the indent. So back to the render and let's go make them bigger, kind of like this. And to push them out, we have two options. One is moving the pivot point freely, of course, and the hotkey, I believe, is Control and period. So now you can freely move the pivot point. Let's move it right there. It's inverted, so let's go here. This one, you see, they're pushing out. And this one. Sometimes this happens. I don't have my mouse indicator. I'm using a custom image for screencast key. So let's go again, enable, disable right there. So back to the strawberry render section in the particle system, and let's make it smaller now. Let's add an HDR to the word. So go to the word section right here, change it to environment texture. Let's go and find an HDRI. Let's use maybe this one for now. They are from Polyhaven. So change this vector to mapping here and change this vector to generated. Render engine is set to cycle and GPU. And let's drop this max sample for viewport to, let's say, 200. Right, save. And let's see, that's the HDRI background right there. So let's go to the render, film, and make it transparent right here. Let me go to the material and add the material. This one, so strawberry. We're gonna work on that later, but for now, I'm gonna add a single color from, let's say, this one. So sample color from here, there, and drop the roughness to about 0.2 or 0.1. And the more important thing is subsurface scattering or SSS. All right, increase the weight. Let's go radius of 1 and scale of, let's say 2. So we have a little bit lighter area. Let me find it in another image right here. Yes, this is it. Below the stem. So to make that, let's go and use vertex paint. So switch to vertex paint and go to paint, set vertex color, make it all black, and hit X, switch to white, and simply paint up here. Let's go to the modifiers and disable this for now. It doesn't have to be cute. All right, store this to an attribute. Let's go top underscore part. Copy this name. All right, back to object mode. And let's drag this to make another window. Go to shader editor. And here we need a mix. Not mix shader. Let's go mix color right there. And first color would be the same color as this one. And the second color, let's sample it from here. There. And the factor would be an attribute. So paste your attribute name right there and use factor to mix those colors. And that would be our effect right here. So let's go ahead and add some color to the seeds as well. So to add color to the seed, you have to add that here in the actual seed mesh. So let's go to material, add a new material. Let's go seed in the color. So let's use this. And you see how much it's randomly scattered. And maybe all good. No subsurface for now. Go to the next seed. Use the same material and same material. Back to front view. And this is our basic strawberry. Maybe if I drag it a little bit more down, it will be nicer. So back to sculpt mode then. Grab brush. Right? And make it a little bit bigger. Alright, back to object mode then. Yeah, that's more like it. Maybe this is a little bit too much for the bulginess right here. So back to sculpt mode and maybe smooth these parts a bit. And even make this more round. Right, looking good, except for this one right here. It's too much. So back to the sculpt and using this eraser of multi-res, I'm gonna erase this part a little bit and smooth, holding shift. Next would be the stem, or as they call it, calyx, I believe. I'm gonna use different approach. So let's go hide the seeds and let's just start with a circle this time. So let's go to the top view, isolate, let's go and add a circle. I need at least 8 leaves. So let's go drop this 32 to 8 and 0.5 for the starting point might be good. Maybe 0.6. Yeah, it's much better. All right, back to front view. Let's push it up. All right, so we have 8 sides, but if I extrude this now, they will be stuck together. So it a 1 millimeter almost gap at between these vertices. So let's go to the edit mode, hit A to select everything, and let's use vertex bevel right here. Let's open up the bevel setting and let's go 0.02. That's going to be 2 millimeters. Let's go 0.01. And yeah, it's good. Now switch to edge mode. So hit 2 or select the edge right there. Grab everything and let's go to this select and select deselect checker. You see, these are deselected. So back to the front view and individual origin is enabled. Let's go E, Z. So let's go up right about here. Now let's scale it out. So let's switch to midden point and S out right there. Maybe a little bit less. So let's back it right there. You're gonna go up, then down, and a little bit of wiggle around. Some of them going all the way down, and some goes straight right there. All right, so let's go and remove this annotation. Where is it? Here. Annotation, delete. Maybe even a little bit more towards upward right here. So now we need to switch back to individual origin and normal for the orientation transform right there. So hit E, Z, right there. Back to midden point, keep the normal, and hit S. Keep the individual origin. Yeah. Make them close together, right there. Now we need to drop them downward, back to front view, and switch to global. And easy. Maybe around here. Again, S. Not individual, this time midden point. So S goes right there. They're really big, right? Alright, so because we need to go maybe a little bit smaller at the start, right here. So these edges, individual origin, S, a little bit smaller right here. And now these edges. Then let's go hit G to slide them up about here. Let's check them all. Good. And one level extrude. So let's go switch back to normal and E, Z wasn't the right angle, but can move them down from global. Right there. Back to normal, individual, and S. Maybe even push these edges right here, this time midden point, push them a bit out, have this kind of curve right there. So inside, let's select the vertices from front view right here, back to edge mode, and let's go ES, one level. And I don't want this gap to continue to the center, so I'm going to stop it right here. Switch back to vertex, grab them all, and hit M by distance. So merge by distance, and let's go one level, all merged together. Again, switch back to the edge mode and ES. Let's go in the middle, and let's make this stem out of the shape. So switch back to the front, EZ, go out around maybe here. It's going smaller at the end, so let's go S, level smaller, and again ES, one more level, ES, face, and cap it right there. It's not pretty, but it will be. And let's back to the object mode. Add one level of subdivision. This is material, so let's go to the modifiers. Add one level of subdivision. It's already a bit more pleasant to look at. So let's go to the subdivision, apply it, and we have some problem here. Why? Why is that? What the hell is this? This is due to inverted normals. So if I go to the viewport overlays and enable the face orientation, you see we have some flipped normals. So what do we do with flipped normals? That's right, we're inverting it. To get rid of this flipped normals, go to edit mode, switch to face, hit A, and Alt N, recalculate outside. That's all fixed up. So again, go here, object mode and subdivision, and apply the subdivision. All right, nice. Let's see how much face we have. It's not enough. So maybe one more level of subdivision is not a bad idea to add. So yeah, it's good. Apply, and let's switch to the sculpt mode. But before that, apply this scale. Important for sculpting. So switch to sculpt mode. This time around, I'm gonna use the where is it? The pose brush. By default, it has 1 IK level, so you have to increase this to 2 maybe. So let's go ahead to these settings and IK segments. Let's make it 2. All right, now we have 2 bones, but I need to go to the brush setting and mask it into topology. So just move one leaf at a time. So let's make some leaves then. So some of them are towards down, some of them up. All right. Now let's go ahead and choose the grab cloth. And let's go hide the flesh. I believe I made this a little bit too low. Let's go and maybe with the grab brush, so hit G, let's push it up just a tad. Now switch to flesh, hover over it and hit Alt Q to select it, and let's push down the flesh right about here and push it out in the edges right here. Now switch to calyx by hitting Alt Q. Let's move this, make it more circular, and maybe one side a little bit dropped, like so. And if you want, you can switch to the maybe cloth drag, same deal, to the topology. And if you wiggle around, I'm gonna give you some interesting shapes. Just wiggle. Alright, switch to elastic, grab, where is it? Grab elastic and make this point a little bit more pointier. Like so. So the end need to be a little bit more pointy. Alright, not bad. Back to object mode and right click and say set the shade smooth. So let's add a solidify modifier right here. So let me go and enable the wireframe. Let's see which side we are going. Yeah, so 0.02 maybe enough. 2 millimeters. It's not that thick. All right. And immediately apply it. I changed my mind. Let's go ahead. First add some sculpt on top of it before the solidify. So it's got multi-res modifier. So maybe one level is enough. Back to this sculpt mode. And this wireframe is annoying. Let's go here and back to the sculpt mode. Switch to blob. Let me add some blob right here. And maybe some rings to the growing part right here at the base. Let me switch to flesh. Holding control, push this down. Need a bit more. Maybe need a little bit of ring right here. And holding control and go inward. So as you can see, we have two leaves here colliding with each other. So let's go switch to the pose brush and rearrange some of these leaves. Right, looking good. Back to the blob and continue adding some blob. We have one more right here colliding. So back to the G. So solidify then. 0.02. Apply. And it's gonna mess with the shape. So before that, let's go ahead and apply the multi-res subsurface and apply the solidify. Let me go back, check this. There's something messed up here. Yeah. So let me back to the sculpt mode. And switch to the relax. Slide, hold shift, and relax this end right here. And that's good. So apply the solidify, back to edit mode, and insert edge right in the middle right here. We need that to make the UV. Speaking of UV, while that one is selected, right click and choose mark seam. So save the project and let's see that. First of all, let me add a simple material. Let's call it calyx. And let's copy the name to the mesh as well and drag it to the strawberry collection by hitting M to the strawberry. And sample a color. Alright, not bad. To add texture, we need to have UV. So let's go ahead and make the UV for calyx. So I'm gonna split the screen and let's go UV edit right there. Let's make it image. Let's go same name, calyx, and 248 is enough. Let's go blank and tiled. I'm gonna use 2 tiles of UV. So let's make it right there, and here add another tile, and yeah, we have 2 tiles of UV. So let's enter edit mode, switch to face mode, or hit 3 on your keyboard, then hit L to one side, hit U, and angle based. So that's the UV for you right there. Next, the other side, deselect, hit L and U, angle based. So they are both in the same UV tile. Select this tile too while this one is selected, and let's go to the UV pack island. Oh, first of all, let's go back and make it average. Where is it? Average island. Make it relax and scale averaged. Pack island, and let's go active UDIM right here. Pack. Oh, let's use this sync and test again. L and average. Then pack island. Select the first tile. First of all, average it and pack to the active UDIM. Now we have 2 UV right here. So modeling is done. Next part would be texturing this strawberry. So see you in the next.